Now, there are growing apprehensions within the blue camp regarding Biden's candidacy for the U.S. presidential elections. However, the top congressional Democrats are unwilling to ask Biden to step aside, despite grave concerns regarding his age, mental ability, or competency to win elections against his rival, Donald Trump. During the first meeting of House Democrats in the Capitol Hill since Biden's disastrous debate performance, the lawmakers from across the political spectrum raised fears about Biden's viability as a candidate. But no Democratic leader is willing to ask the U.S. president to withdraw. Instead, they held a 2-hour private meeting discussing Biden's shortcomings. The discussion, described by Democrats as a listening session, seemed to mirror the larger public discourse around the president in recent days, with some Democrats affirming their support for Biden, while others saying they'd reserve judgment until they saw more of the president in public.
It is another reckless act.
If Joe Biden's our candidate for president, I'm really worried about what's going to happen in November. And I don't want to elect a man who calls veterans who die in service loony.
You know, the fighting spirit and pride and courage that served the country so well 4 years ago helped Joe Biden win. We'll bring the ticket down this time. He just has to step down because he can't win. And my colleagues need to recognize that a dismissive letter is not going to change any minds.
Meanwhile, following closed-door huddles among Senate Democrats, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that he is supporting Biden in the U.S. presidential race.
Are you confident that President Biden has what it takes to win in November and serve the next 4 years?
As I've said before, I'm with Joe.
Senator,
yes.
When asked if the Democrats were leaving the discussion on the same page, one representative of Tennessee said that the Democrats were not even in the same book. The divisions within the blue camp include a vocal group of members who continue to say that Biden should step aside for the good of the party. Meanwhile, several other Democrats stressed that Biden was the nominee of the party and needs to return to campaigning. A total of 7 Democrats have called on Biden to step aside. The latest to join the list is Representative Mikey Sherrill of New Jersey, who has become the 7th House Democrat to call on Biden to step aside. Now, Sherrill is also the first congressional Democrat to call on Biden to withdraw his candidacy. However, Biden remains adamant on running for the U.S. presidential race. In a lengthy letter to Democrats, Biden said that it is time for the party to come together so that they can have the best chance at defeating Donald Trump. Now, for more on this, our correspondent Susan Teherani has sent us this report from New York. Listen in.
Both in public and behind closed doors, House and Senate Democrats from across the political spectrum have raised fears and concerns about President Biden's viability as a candidate. But no Democratic leader on Capitol Hill, at least as of Tuesday, has asked the president to withdraw after a series of meetings in Washington amongst themselves in which President Biden was not present for. For now, it seems that Democrats have decided to pledge allegiance to 81-year-old Biden, with some like Chuck Schumer sidestepping questions when asked whether or not President Biden is fit for office. There's no doubt that the party is fractured, with some members believing that Biden should withdraw, others like Vice President Kamala Harris standing up for him and saying that he should stay in the race. Now, senators, some of them have expressed concern that Biden does not have the ability to beat Donald Trump. But on the other hand, they also believe that it's just too late in the game for another candidate. The White House has responded to these concerns by citing support from key constituencies, including the Congressional Black Caucus and the Congressional Hispanic Caucus as well. Will that be enough? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Susan Teherani reporting from New York for WION World This One.